The number of sets and reps you should do depends on your goal. According to the NSCA, the National Strength and Conditioning Association, they recommend doing strength 1 to 6 reps times 2 to 6 sets. Muscle growth 8 to 12 reps times 3 to 5 sets. Endurance more than 15 reps. I don't really know anyone who's doing that at this time. You want muscle growth, so you should focus on that recommendation. After I cover that, I'll tell you why protein is overrated when it comes to building muscle. But none of that matters if you fail to do the most important thing. After you complete your warm-up sets, you have to master and dominate each rep of each set. What do I mean by that? According to a systemic review and meta-analysis by Brad Schoenfield and colleagues, each rep should last 2 to 4 seconds on average. That means controlling the eccentric, not bouncing the weight up and down. And each set should aim to last between 24 and 30 seconds or more. The longer, the better. This will maximize time under tension, also known as metabolic stress. The other type of tension is mechanical, also known as intensity, which is simply how much load you're lifting. The 1 to 6 rep range is skewed towards strength or mechanical tension. You're trying to get bigger faster, so you want to be in that 8 to 12 rep range, which will give you equal parts metabolic stress and mechanical tension. So as you can see, if you're not mastering and dominating each rep of each set, you're falling short of time under tension and limiting your growth potential. For example, reps 1 through 8 are quick 1-second reps. That's 8 seconds. Reps 9 through 12 are 3-second reps. That's 20 seconds total. You just wasted that set, which leads to how many total sets should you do? If you follow NSCA guidelines, that's 3 to 5 sets. But that only applies if you're doing full body training or if you're an absolute beginner. But you're trying to get bigger faster, so you're doing a body part split. It doesn't matter what split you use. What matters is how you apply it to what body part you're training and how much experience you have. Let's assume you're an intermediate. You've been in the gym 2, maybe 3 years. So chest could be 3 sets of pressing and 2 sets of flies. Before I go further, once you become advanced, you may need 8 to 10 sets. Back to the intermediate set rep range. Back could be 3 sets of pull downs, 2 sets of rows. Remember, if you're mastering and dominating each rep of each set, that's plenty of stimulus to grow. Shoulders could be 3 sets of dumbbell press, 2 sets of side raises. Biceps could be 3 sets of easy bar curl, 2 sets of hammer curls. Triceps could be 3 sets of press downs and 2 sets of skull crushers. Quadriceps could be 3 sets of squats and 2 sets of leg extensions. Hamstrings could be 3 sets of lying leg curls and 2 sets of Romanian deadlift. And calves could be 3 sets of standing calf raise and 2 sets of seated calf raise. So what else matters? Rest periods. 3 to 5 minutes or longer for strength. 30 seconds to 2 minutes for building muscle size. Let me ask you a question. I'm genuinely curious. Comment below. When you're sitting on a machine for 5 minutes, looking at your phone, what has you distracted all that time? Believe me, time matters. How long do you have to train? Between work and rest, you have to be efficient. If you have 90 minutes to train, cut it down to 75. If you have 75 minutes to train, cut that down to 60 minutes. And get off your phone. Now, how heavy should you lift? The weight is irrelevant. If you can't master and dominate it, avoid ego lifting at all costs. If you're injured, you can't train. If you can't train, your muscle gains stop. So focus on gradual progressive overload. Now, why is protein overrated? Have you ever seen videos of those guys training in Africa? Side note, Africa is a continent, not a country. Or men training in a prison yard? I can guarantee you they're not getting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. They're probably just getting the bare minimum. But they are getting plenty of carbs to fuel their training. If protein was the answer, the general population eating a lot of protein would be jacked. But they are not. The reason the guy in Africa and the prison guy are growing is because they're hitting their muscles with frequency and intensity. Basically, they're busting their ass. This causes the damage and repair stimulus. So they're really efficient at using the protein that they do eat. Muscle growth happens when the rate of protein synthesis is greater than the rate of protein breakdown. And this does not require a ton of protein. Try to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. But if you don't hit that, don't stress. But you absolutely want to eat enough carbs to fuel your training because training is the stimulus to grow muscle. Power tip: a perfect plan executed poorly will yield inferior results. An imperfect plan executed with high effort will yield superior results. Think about that. Now watch this if you need ideas on how to grow your chest. And as always, thanks so much for watching.